Part and parcel of Kamala Harris's dishonesty is the media's dishonesty. So the media have been utterly and completely dishonest, of course, about Joe Biden's health. And now they're merely swiveling and they're being dishonest about Kamala Harris. So we got about 2.5 weeks of media coverage where they were honest. And boy, was that a breath of fresh air. I mean, it was a bucket of joy. I was enjoying it. I mean, seriously. Remember, I visited Congress. It's like a week and a half now. And when I visited Congress, all the Democrats were scurrying across the halls, trying to avoid members of the media asking them questions. And it was the first time in my life where I felt the delicious feeling that Democrats must feel all the time, where the media actually asked difficult questions of their opponents. Like, that's amazing. I was watching them, the Democrats, being asked difficult questions. And then it all stopped because Joe Biden dropped out of the race. And now we are back to fully pumping Kamala Harris up like a Goodyear tire. It's incredible. I mean, the media are going out of their way, and we're back to massage parlor media. That's where we are now. We are back to Kamala Harris is the greatest politician you have ever seen. It's like the original Manchurian Candidate. Raymond Shaw is the kindest, gentlest, most wonderful human being I've ever known. Kamala Harris is the kindest, gentlest, most honest, most wonderful, most articulate, most beautiful person any of us have ever known. The media shifted from Kamala Harris is a terrible vice president who's really unpopular and Joe Biden is senile to Joe Biden is an honest, wondrous patriot and you will love him. You will respect him. That is your job. And Kamala Harris, have you ever seen a candidate like Kamala Harris? Oh, goodness gracious me. The thrill that's running up Chris Matthews' side. Chris Matthews, unbelievable. Like just the shift in time from them doing their job to just picking up the pom-poms and going right back to the sidelines to cheerlead is truly amazing, truly incredible. Headline after headline about the wonders and joys of Kamala Harris, how incredible she is. The Washington Post headline, Biden passes torch in somber speech. Wow, just incredible. Meanwhile, the same Washington Post talking about how Kamala Harris is the victim of racism. Such a victim. Harris' ascent fills some black women with jubilation and fear, says the Washington Post. Wow, I mean, that's the big story, is that some people are afraid for no reason anyone can discern. The New York Times, how Kamala Harris took command of the Democratic Party in 48 hours. She didn't do nothing. Are you kidding? Nancy Pelosi and Barack Obama shoved this thing into her hands. Or how about this one? Charles Blow, Democrats, all of them must protect Harris. Incredible journalism. Incredible journalism. The New York Times, Harris works to build bridges in the business world. Oh, really? Is that what she does? She works to, aside from being quasi-socialist, she's building bridges. That's really what she is doing right now. Meanwhile, Politico is talking about Kamala Harris's TikTok surge. Ooh, Kamala Harris's TikTok surge. Wow, that must be amazing. Gavin Newsom marvels at Harris's quick start. I pity Donald Trump right now. Ken doll clown. Just amazing stuff. Meanwhile, the rewriting of history goes on apace. My favorite is the sort of over-enthusiastic exclamations of excitement from Democrats. So Eric Swalwell, with whom I have a bit of a personal history over the last 2 weeks since he beclowned himself in front of me, in front of Congress. Eric Swalwell, the congressman from California, he described the most important qualities about Kamala Harris. Namely, she likes to dance and she likes to cook, which, by the way, if I said, they'd call it sexist, but Eric Swalwell says it, so it's perfectly fine and also cool because she's the cool auntie who's super brat, like brat. Oh my God, she's so brat. Oh my God, I can't roll my eyes hard enough for any of this without them falling completely out of my head. Here's Eric Swalwell.
Someone said to me yesterday she's winning the meme war. Tell me about the coconuts
wow.
and tell me about the political significance of what Congressman Frost says there.
Yeah.
Well, she's just real. And young people, they can call BS so fast. They can Google it and check you so quickly. So when they see somebody who's just comfortable in their own skin, she likes to dance. She likes to cook. And yes, she has used, analogies or sayings from her family that are the first time we've ever heard them, and they land, and they're funny. And again, she is serious, but she doesn't take herself too seriously.
Oh, my Lord. Oh, my Lord. She's serious, but she doesn't take herself. She's so authentic. She's so comfortable in her own skin. Have you ever seen anybody as uncomfortable in her own skin as Kamala Harris? Honest to goodness. She looks like that alien from Men in Black who's wearing around a human skin suit most of the time. She doesn't know how arms are supposed to work. She's bedazzled by Venn diagrams and electric buses, and we're supposed to believe that this crazy lady is somehow comfortable in her own skin. Kamala Harris is a terrible candidate, but then again, she was also a terrible DA. She was a terrible attorney general of the state of California. Things got less safe under Kamala Harris. Speaking of safety, as social unrest escalates and as people begin to fear crime more and more, securing the safeness of your family is more crucial than ever. Now, listen, I'm a big Second Amendment advocate. I own a variety of guns, but if I have the ability to stop a threat inside my own home without killing anybody, I would like to do that. That is what Byrna is for. Introducing the Byrna Ungun, the non-lethal self-defense platform. Lightweight, simple to use. It uses an easy-to-load 5-round magazine and is powered by an 8-gram CO2 cartridge. Byrna launchers fire a 68 caliber chemical-filled projectile using a patented pull-pierce technology where the CO2 canister is only punctured on the first trigger pull. That means that your launcher is always sitting there at the ready. It's capable of incapacitating an attacker for over 30 minutes. It's accurate and effective at over 60 feet. It doesn't require permits or background checks. It is interstate travel friendly. With Byrna, you will be prepared to defend. The Byrna is a safer, more sensible alternative that could potentially save lives on both sides, protecting both the user and the aggressor. Visit Byrna.com/Ben. Get 10% off your purchase. That's BYRNA.com/Ben. Check out the latest news about Byrna. That's BYRNA.com/Ben. Well, when they're not trying to retcon exactly who Kamala Harris is, they're trying to retcon her record. So James Carville is out there pretending that she was never border czar, which is weird because she was the border czar. It's not my fault Joe Biden decided to put her in charge of the border. That was his dumb decision. Here's James Carville trying to pretend that never happened.
In terms of the border, you could point the truth out. It's not going to do you any good. She was never border czar. She was put in charge of trying to coordinate diplomatic activities from countries that a lot of these migrants were coming from. But she's got a couple of errors in her quiver. First of all, that they walked away from a deal that was negotiated by conservative Republicans that had the endorsement of all of the border agencies. And they walked away from it because they didn't want a solution. The second thing that she can point to rather legitimately is border crossings are down.
They're really trying to make it the case that she was not the border czar while she presided over the worst migration crisis in American history. Time magazine had a headline, Kamala Harris wasn't the border czar. Or how about Axios claiming that Harris was never the border czar? How about USA Today? Harris's border work was on root causes of migration. She wasn't in charge. Oh, is that how this works? She wasn't in charge. So she complained about not being in charge enough. Then when she was put in charge, she failed. But don't worry, she wasn't in charge. That's a great excuse. That is a wonderful, incredible excuse. Just really well done. So what are her actual qualifications? Well, Elizabeth Warren explains that her actual qualifications is that, well, she did visit an abortion clinic. And as we all know, that makes you qualified to be president of the United States. So if you've ever visited an abortion clinic for any reason, you are now qualified to be president of, in fact, the more abortions, the better. Here is Elizabeth Warren making some point that, frankly, I don't understand.
We have to remember, Vice President Harris is one of the most qualified people to run in decades.
What do you think has been her biggest accomplishment since she's been vice president?
Oh, I have to say, since the Dobbs opinion, the way that she has rallied women and friends of women, also called men, around this country on the issue of abortion and just taken it home. First vice president in history to visit an abortion clinic. Go get them.
Wow. She talks about abortion, ladies, and that makes her qualified to be president of the United States because abortion. Ooh, wow, we're all so impressed. CNN is impressed. They say she's running a celebrity-friendly campaign, which is precisely what you need to win those blue-collar voters in Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, is you need celebrities on board.
We are seeing in the entertainment industry, Kate, comparing it to the Obama years, which, of course, were huge celebrity-friendly years. Now, today, I hear that the Harris campaign has organized a briefing with the entertainment industry. Celebrities will be on that Zoom. They want to talk to them about how they can support.
Wow, I'm so excited. Are you tired of the lies and the twists of the mainstream media talking points? Yeah, me too. Join me in my newest series, Fact, where I dismantle and bring truth to this tiring mainstream agenda.